Hi, I'm Ruben Ramos. I'm a bass player, and I wanted to clear a few things up because I've had some questions over the years with students as far as slap bass technique, and I wanted to do like a basic introduction to slap bass that I think will help your technique increase, your ability to be able to do some other things. Anyways, let me start off by doing a little playing, and then I'll talk about basically what I was doing. So. Anyways, so let's talk about what the right hand is doing. There is a lot of things in the right hand and the left hand, but mostly the right hand is what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about what the thumb does, because it's probably the most important thing. Years ago, I had a friend who was going to Cal State Northridge, and I remember he had mentioned a comment about slap bass, and he said, I finally got it when I realized that I needed to hit it hard enough. I never hit it hard enough, and that was part of the thing. Now, with that comment, I don't want you to think that, you're going to just sort of brute force your way through, hitting it with your thumb. I'll show you exactly what to do here. One of the things that you're going to want to be able to do is to do this rotation. And with the rotation, you also have to keep in mind that the thumb has to stay loose. So it's kind of like dead weight, sort of something you're going to throw around and strike with it, kind of like whipping at something. So something like this. So as you see, what I'm doing, it's essentially kind of just like, it's just bouncing. And you'll notice that this whipping motion with the rotation allows it for me to strike the string quite hard. And it bounces off the string. Don't kind of just do this thing, because sort of the beginners tend to do this. They just kind of just press against the string, and that doesn't allow the string to vibrate. So when you first start learning to slap, this is one of the first things you want to work on, is just doing that and get a loud sound out of it. In other words, really strike the string. Okay. Then with that, then you practice on the other strings. Just work on your and learn to basically get the sound as we go there. Now, I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because I know some of you want to get sort of to it and start being able to play. One of the things that you'll do after doing that is learning this rotation, obviously. But one of the things that you want to keep in mind is when you want to do the pop, so first we're doing the slap, which bounces, kind of like sort of whipping motion. The other thing you have to remember as you're doing this, if you keep this finger locked, and like a bottle opener, kind of like when you have a bottle opener, it just sort of has this little claw hook thing. So basically you do the same thing with your index finger here. I mean, you don't hold it really tight, but you kind of just hold it in a firm position. So after you strike the string, especially if you do like an octave, you'll, on the way up, you'll actually catch the string, and all you have to do is just boom, boom. So essentially this pops it without really much effort, because all you're really doing is just rolling this back and forth. So the next thing you probably want to start practicing is just going slap, pop, slap, pop, slap, pop, slap, pop. Now keep in mind, you really have to keep this rotation going, because once you start trying to like use your arm and it starts going up and down, you're going to completely lose the whole thing on the technique. So you really have to keep this going. So So, yeah, work on that. That's really the foundation. A really great book that I bought years ago that I thought was fantastic is a book by Tony Oppenheim, a New York bassist, who put out a book called Slap It. And it's been out for a long time. And I think back in the 80s, it had a vinyl recording of the examples. Then it went to CD. Now it's probably available online, so I would check with Amazon. And it's a great book. A lot of details in there, a lot of exercises and octaves and hammers and pull-offs, which is the other part of the vocabulary. So when I do my next slap bass lesson, I'll talk about the left hand a little bit and then sort of incorporate both things. So I'll make sure I write down the name of the book in the comment section on this video, and you guys can look it up and then see if you can find the book. And then yeah, and any comments are welcome. If you have any questions about, like, well, you know, what I'm doing or something you'd like to be able to do, just drop me a message and I'll be glad to answer the question. Thanks a lot.